Welcome everyone to another Cube Draft. I am Edward, also known as Strategy. By the time you're watching this, I am finally done with having contractors in my house, so hopefully there's no more additional noise. Ooh, okay, and we get a nice little reward. We get an Mox Emerald. I would love to have this gut. We do seem to see it a lot. I guess maybe Zern Orb or no Ignoble Hierarch would be decent wheels if we continue in the green. But this, I mean, we could play any color. It is nice having an on-color Mox, though, if we choose to do that. But we'll have to wait and see what the next pack's to come. Yeah, I think just between, like, if Gut doesn't wheel, which it shouldn't by any means, yeah, somewhere around Zern or Ignoble Hierarch are kind of what I'm looking at after this. Ooh, there's a flash in a natural order. Okay. There's even a breeding pool, which could maybe cast our flash on the wheel. I do think natural order has a decent chance of wheeling. Maybe not in pack one, but we're clearly not going to pass this flash. This Entomb would be an alright wheel as well. If I'm already flashing, Entomb can kind of go into the same deck. Oftentimes, Flash can act like an Entomb from the hand as well. So, but we're going to take the Flash. Well, if we took the Entomb, I would slam this Gristlebrand, but since we didn't, I'm kind of leaning towards this Woodfall Primus. It's not the best natural order target if it wheels, but, I mean, Flash Woodfall Primus blow up 2 lands seems fantastic, and if World Spine Worm is opened, hopefully we don't open it, but that probably goes into this deck as well. I don't know too many other reasons outside of actual sneak attack why you would take it, and then notably we are passing a balance, but I don't know if we're going to be a balanced deck yet. But yeah, we're not going to pass Woodfall Primus here. Spell Pierce would be a decent wheel. And that's about it. I would pass Devastation's good as well, but alright, let's see how this works. Ooh, there's an Atraxa and the World Spine Worm. Well, I'm glad we took the Flash. What's interesting is that the person that opened Flash, I hope they got a piece of power because they could have had Flash into World Fall Atraxa. I'm just going to hope that this World Spine Worm wheels. And notably, there is a Tinker in the pack. But, I mean, we're not going to pass Flash Atraxa. Come on. Now, hopefully, we can get a Time Walk in pack 2 or 3. And this World Spine Worm should wheel. I would like to think that it's going to wheel. Alright, so the pack kind of falls off from here. Okay, that's kind of cool. How green do I want to be? I do like 6 probably as the best card here, but I can also see just... Oh, no, I thought this was a Verge. I don't know if I want to play this. I think I'm more likely to want to play a Godless Shrine if I'm not going to take the 6. I still have about 19 seconds to think about it. This only gets back permanents, though. I want to take the Godless Shrine. You know what? No, there's a natural order that might wheel. I'm gonna take the 6. I know that was kind of last minute, and that's fine. So Avacyn's Pilgrim's the pick if we think the natural order is gonna come back around. I'm hoping that the couple people that did see Atraxa, if the natural order makes it to them, won't take it because they don't think that Atraxa would wheel. I may regret this pick, but honestly, like, what am I giving up? A Talisman, maybe a Taiga for, like, sneak attack, maybe an Ulamog. I'll take the Avacyn's, and if the natural order doesn't wheel, it doesn't wheel. Ooh, okay. There's a fetch land. Yeah. So I'm between Undercity Sewers. The Rafellos would be kind of decent if we decide to like maybe splash blue for the flash, but I'm going to assume that we're not going to be mono green, and I kind of don't want to be mono green. If I knew the natural order was going to wheel, I'd be more tempted to take the Raphaelis, but since I don't, I'm going to take the Marsh Flats. And if I regret that pick, that's fine. Okay, Ouroboros has done a lot of work for me in the past. I'm also kind of liking this Darkslick Shores. Let's take the Ouroboros. Okay, Zern Orb did wheel. I do like this Blue Verge, though. But I want to go for the upside. If this was always green and tap for blue sometimes, I would probably take this. Maybe I'm supposed to care about that the other way around as it is. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna. If this was a fetchable, like if this was tropical, I think I'd take it. But since I don't, I'm just gonna go for the upside. Yes, the natural order wheeled. Okay, I'm gonna put the Zern Orb in the sideboard for now. Okay, natural order was a fantastic wheel. Obviously, it's kind of sad to see Breeding Pool go. It just means I have to prioritize Tropical Island very highly. We're going to slam dunk this natural order, and it definitely makes me feel a lot better for taking the 6 and the Avacyn. There's a Grist if we want to go into black. We do have a black touching fetch. There's also a Courser Crufix, however you want to say it. You have a Maya. So my argument for going Grist is like I kind of already want to be black for tutors anyway, so let's just take it. Ooh, a Worldspine Worm wheeled. Okay, we are set. We don't want any more flash targets. We have even if like Torsten was here, I don't know if I would take it. Let's just take the green land. Let's take the Murderous Cut, I suppose. I doubt I play it. Oh, and the Raphaelis was the last pick. Okay. Why is this not going over there? Okay, there we go. All right, notably, we have a Fnatic. No, Fnatic Aronis is not a fantastic pick one, but a stock up. Yeah. Sweet. I was going to say also Questing Beast, but yeah, we are a combo deck at this point, and I really want to stock up. Stock up sounds fantastic. It's almost a tutor, especially in 40-card decks. We're going to take this card. I would love to see a Mystical Tutor or a Vamp Tutor. Since we took the Grist, I already want to play black. Or at least Grist is a reward if we play black. I may not play it if Grist is the only black card, but we'll see how it goes. There's not much in here for us. I don't like it, but I may just take the Mana Confluence. It is a land that can cast Atraxa, and that's sometimes I have drafted decks here before, unfortunately, that weren't able to cast Atraxa. So let's just take the Mana Confluence here. I don't see anything else in that pack that I really care about. Okay, there's an Oko. That's fantastic. There's also an Elf, but Raphaelis was the last card. This is very likely to wheel for us. There's nothing else really in here that I care about. Stage and the Field of the Dead lands were in the last pack. We didn't get either of them. Not that this comes with Field of the Dead, but notably other combo-y style lands were in the last pack. So let's just take this Oko and slam dunk it. That seems fantastic. I love me an Oko. Okay, here's a Simic fetching land. Oh, and there's a Torsten, but I have so many. I have 3 flash targets, and all of my flash targets, even if I take this Torsten, are green, so I can natural order into them. I really value this Hedge Maze a lot, and even if Torsten wheels and if Sylvan Safekeeper wheels, I may just take that instead, as it's a natural order. Both target if I can get the. Now I'm blanking on her name. You guys know the 5-drop Titania. If I can get Titania, if Titania's already in play, I will natural order for a Sylvan Safekeeper, and vice versa. And I can also natural order a Sylvan Safekeeper for an Atraxa. So, but I'm not going to take it here. I'm just going to take this Hedge Maze. Green Sun Zenith does seem like an all-star here. I could also see arguments for the Jace. Nothing else here I'm really excited about. Yeah, let's just take the Green Sun. It gets It gets Avacyn's, it gets Oko, or not Oko. It gets Raphaelos, I meant. It gets 6. Orbital. Yeah, we have a chain for this. Let's take the Green Sun. I like that pick a lot. Okay. Here I think I'm just gonna take this Preordain, but I wouldn't hate Survival of the Fittest. It is a way to like turn one of these fatties that we can't cast into something that we can potentially. It's also a tutor for a Titania if we can get it, and if the 1-drop comes back. Now let's just take the Preordain. Finding our combo seems very important. Ooh, there's a Gaia's Cradle. Okay, this makes us want to play more. Ooh, there's also a Botanical Sanctum. We don't have a lot of 1-drops yet, but I want to take the Gaia's Cradle as Botanical Sanctum isn't as powerful. And although we keep in mind we have passed a couple, I think with the Breeding Pool and then the Verge, so we are running low on blue-green lands by taking this Gaia's, but the Gaia has far more upside, so I'm going to take it. Okay, we do have an elf here. I'm gonna value that over basically everything here. I wouldn't mind this Nexus of Becoming in all honesty. However, we just took a Gaia's Cradle and we have Natural Order in our deck. I really want these 1-drops. Okay, I wouldn't mind this Questing Beast either, but I really want to focus on making this Gaia's Cradle as good as possible, and I think that means the Fanatic. Plus Fanatic, we can go turn 2 Fanatic, turn 3 Natural Order potentially. Questing Beast was a real cost there to give up on. Like, I wish this was swapped with Questing Beast, and I would be very happy, but it's not, unfortunately. I mean, I guess I'll take it, but I don't think... Because I'm not going to play these other cards, and, like, I'm not going to be playing red in this deck. So, like, even if we got an Atali, I doubt we play it. So I'm just going to put this Nissa in my sideboard, because there's no point in hate drafting in best of ones. In my opinion. We're not gonna, we don't have a sideboard, but we're not guaranteed to play any of these people. So like hate drafting just doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see, Elder Gagaroth. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of any of these. I mean, I'm just gonna take the Elder. I'm not excited about it, but I'll take it. Okay, so the 1-drop did not come back around. Maybe someone did open up the Priest, or not Priest, but the Titania. I'm not going to play Primeval. Let's just take the Torsten. I don't think I'm going to play it, though, but we'll see. Sure, we'll take the Aberrant. I don't think I'm going to play it, but we'll, again, famous last words, we'll see. I'll take the Survival. The Survival's more fun. Plus, it's like one of my favorite cards. But we're going to put this in the sideboard because we're probably not going to play it. Probably not going to play this Explorer either. Okay. This is not exciting for us in the slightest. And I'm currently not looking to play black. I don't want to take this Nissa. I don't want to take this Subtlety. Chromehost Seed Shark doesn't seem good for it. Like, this is an absolute just bust pack for us. I guess the Verge... I mean, I guess I take the green card, but I don't like it. Yeah, that's a real bummer. I'm just double checking, but yeah, not excited. Not much to say about that. Well, there's a fetch land. 3 steps ahead. There's a currency converter. There's a vampiric tutor. That is a reason to play black. Yeah, maybe the Blooming Marsh wheels, but we're going to take the vampiric tutor. Being able to cast our natural order and our flash is going to be very nice. Or finding them, I should say. Obviously, casting them would also be nice. This pack isn't exciting either. There is a Bauble, which I guess at the end of the day thins our deck, but I think I like the Ponder a little bit more. I do wish we were able to get more blue-green lands. And also this Marsh Flats doesn't seem to be panning out. But yeah, let's take the Ponder. There's a channel, even though we just passed Emrakul. Wow, that's a... Yes. That's gonna be a late Bombardiers. That's crazy. Okay, you know what? Maybe we take the Verge. I wouldn't mind this channel, but I don't know if we're going to get the Emrakul back. Someone did take the Ulamog the first time around, and we're not currently set up to be a channel. Like, if I already had a channel card, I would maybe bank on the wheel, but as of right now, we don't. And this is a always green that can tap for black. Notably, it doesn't add any extra mana with Rafellos, but Rafellos is kind of chaff in this deck. I'm perfectly okay with just natural ordering the Rafellos. Okay, so this lets Watery Grave get blue. I don't know if that's worth it, but I also don't know if I'm going to play Endurance. Like, we already have a decent number of threes, and I don't like any of them. I mean, okay, I do like some of them. I don't know. That was word soup. I don't know why that spit out. I don't like Endurance over any of them, is what I meant to say. Sure, let's take the Watery Grave. I don't. If I had a breeding pool or a tropical, I could see maybe. Ooh, there's a Verdant Catacombs. I like that. That also turns Watery Grave. Verdant Catacombs. I know I'm moving on. I'm sorry. Lost my train of thought. That's fine. Verdant Catacombs rewards the Watery Grave pick for sure, as this is now a Simic land. This is basically a tropical island now. And it makes me more apt to play the Marsh Flats, especially if this Savannah wheels, although there's not very many cards left in the pack. But I am going to take this as at minimum, it's a green fetch, and that's fine. There is a Nadu. I was considering the Greaves for like half a second because of a Nadu, but I can't remember what I took over it, but yeah. I remember being like, in my own mind, it's fine if I see the Nadu, because I don't know if I'm going to play it. But, let's see, there's a Regrowth. No. Let's take the Nadu, sure, whatever. I don't think I'm going to play it, though. I don't have very many ways, if any, to target it. Enduring Curiosity, if I had more blue sources, I would really like, because it can let the elves all hit and draw me cards. But as it sits, I'm going to take the Consult. I'm not going to be able to kick it very much, but just finding my my natural orders are going to be really nice. This is also making my Rafellos worse and worse the more blue cards I put in, because I don't have a lot of actual forests. Also, at this point, do I play the Restless Prairie? I don't know. Alright, this is our original pack again that I just was not a fan of. I mean, Shadow Spear technically targets the Nadu that I'm probably not playing. Am I playing Night's Whisper? Maybe. Unfortunately, this pack 3 was just not fantastic for us. Like, the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 picks were great. And then the draft just kind of started falling from there. I mean, when you go, I guess, Mox into Flash into, what was it, Woodfall into Atraxa into Stock Up, maybe? I mean, that's like almost perfects, right? But so it's kind of hard to beat that moving forward. But yeah, pack 3 has just been absolute garbage for us. Okay, there's a Blooming Marsh that I wanted. I'm going to take it. Especially if we... I mean, I was already going to take it because of the other blacks, but especially if we want to play this Night's Whisper. I am going to have to play this Mana Confluence, although I'm not super excited about it. That does make me feel better about cutting Restless Prairie, though. So yeah, there's 8 lands so far. If I don't think I'm going to be able to play this Marsh Flats. Oh, the Emrakul did come around. Don't think I'm going to play it, but we'll take it. This channel is going to be the next pack if it wheeled. But with only one target, I don't think I'm going to play it. Yeah. Archon of Cruelty. It's interesting. Whoever took that Entomb, I guess, is banking on an Archon wheel. Sure, we'll take the channel. I'll let the person to my left have some fun, maybe. Yeah, none of this is exciting. Maybe we play the Otawara. It's already not a forest. Like, an island's already not a forest, so it's kind of free to play, honestly. Recurring Nightmare is not a 0, but it's like still probably not. And then Regrowth, we don't have a Time Walk, so I doubt I want to play this. All right, on the deck building. All right, so I stand by my decision earlier about the channel Emrakul. Like, that's cool, but we just need more consistency than that. I know that I'm likely to not play the Torsten, but there's also an argument of just maximizing on the fatties and then finding the flash later. But if we have too many of these, it's just not the greatest. I will say, also playing three, because before when I had like 1 to 2 targets, sometimes I draw both and that's horrible, or you draw the one and it's like, oh my gosh. But I'd say Torsten and Atraxa are pretty comparable, and World Spine Worm and Woodfall Primus are pretty comparable, so it's just like, which would I rather have? So maybe the Woodfall Primus is actually the worst one. I do like it though, because blowing up 2 lands is just chef's kiss, and then like you have a 5/5 to deal with. However, if it's like turn 4, it's the worst one probably. Especially if my bad luck continues and they just go, here's a Phantasmal Image, deal with it. So as I was saying, I'm probably not going to play any planes. I can play a swamp because of Verdant Catacombs, specifically. That does mean I have a swamp to fetch for Marsh Flats, but Marsh Flats being a blue-black land, I'd like, and those are literally the only two targets it can get. It means I'm just not going to play the Marsh Flats. So okay, that's bug. Just checking all my land just to make sure. Now the Verdant Catacombs, or sorry, the Water Grip, as I already said, that turns Verdant Catacombs into Island, so I am going to keep that in. Actually, if I play 2 swamps, can I play Marsh Flats? 2 swamps and a watery grave. It's not the worst. How many lands is this currently? 14. I have 4 black cards, including the Atraxa. The 2 white pips don't count. It's literally these 2, and I can cast them off of Mana Confluence. If this was a fetchable land, I could see it, but I would like Raphaelos to actually have some forests to be able to tap. I don't think I can cut the Raphaelos. I guess I just think with the natural order, I just can't cut the Raphaelos. Honestly, I could be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to accept that I am wrong. But I would like to maximize natural order because I just don't have that many dorks. Notably, the other elf, I didn't pay attention to this in the draft, but the whatever the other copy of Llanowar Elves is, did not make it back around to us. Because this was like, Llanowar Elves was like 2 picks. Oh, Elvish Mystic, that's what it was. Was like maybe 2 picks later. So, yeah, maybe I just play I don't know. Let's say, so Swamp. So, yeah, if we play 1 Swamp, it's Verdant Catacombs, Mana Confluence is 2, Wasteland Verge is 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 6 is enough. I just really need to be able to. That's 16 lands plus my Mox Emerald. Let's see, how many blue sources? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. And then green is 4, kind of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, green I like there. Islands I think is fine with 8. It's just really swamps is like my biggest concern, but I don't think I'm gonna have. I think I just have to kind of get over just having 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, and if I add back in the marsh flats, I still don't know if I like that. I could play an additional land and cut like Woodfall Primus. Hmm. But at that point, I still don't like marsh flats. Do I play a second swamp if I cut Woodfall Primus? I don't think there's anything else in here I want to cut. Because like if I cut Night's Whisper, which I could honestly see, then I can probably play another island. I could also see cutting Elder Gargaroth. I don't put a whole lot of respect on this card, but there are positions where it can just be a house. I booster tutored for it once, um, so I mean maybe as a 5 drop it's supposed to be there. All right, let's just cut the Woodfall Prime. You know what? No, let's just do this. I'm just gonna keep all four. I really wish I didn't have to play all four, but I know I don't. But I do think that that's the cards I was dealt, and I'm just gonna do that. Because I'm keeping four, it's gonna mean that if I can find the flash, basically I just have to find the flash. Now the downside is, like I kind of went to before, if I don't, oh, okay, this seems fantastic, right? Yeah, this seems very fantastic. The downside is that if I can draw too many of my fatties. So this is gonna go get my Simic land, which is a tap land, so I have to say go. I am gonna run out the Mox Emerald. If they blow it up, they blow it up. But there's Mind Twists and Twisters and Wheel of Fortunes and whatever. I'm just gonna play it. I think there's more. Plus, there's discard, which I mean, I guess they discard the natural order. But there's just so many ways I get punished for keeping it in my hand. So this is a green card I can play on turn 3. I'm going to keep it because if I don't hit a green creature, I don't have a lot of green creatures, and if I don't hit a green creature, I'm going to be very sad. I'm going to ponder first. It sees more cards, and if I don't like, see that, yeah, I don't like any of this. So, yeah, I don't like any of that. So let's hit done, and I would like to shuffle. And I drew an Elder Gargaroth. Not fantastic, but it is what it is. So next turn I can go Ouroboros. I don't think I'm going to want to preordain. Does that change? I guess not really, because I can always Ouroboros and then I can natural order post combat if they don't kill it, and if they do kill it, whatever. If I draw a land, I just go into Elder Gargaroth. Maybe make a beast. Ooh, show and tell. Okay, let's show and tell this Atraxa. They have an Emrakul. Okay, it is what it is. Oh, there's an Oko. Yeah. I can elk it. That is better than blowing it up. So, yeah, let's do that. Cool. You guys want to see a cool trick? There's this thing called an Oko. And this has protection from colored spells, not permanents. Let's just elk that 15/15. Yeah, good game, buddy. I was probably going to cast the Night's Whisper there. Now, I will say I got lucky with my mana. I was able to kind of cast everything, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm just not a huge fan of Show and Tell. They had they had an Emrakul, which is arguably the best thing to Show and Tell outside of Atraxa, because if they don't have an answer to it, they are likely dead. However, we have an Atraxa, which is the second best thing to Show and Tell into most of the time. Sometimes it's the first. And when that hits a Time Walk or an Oko or, whatever, it's, yeah. Now, obviously, I guess no, because the Grist would have answered it too. So we had 2 hits minimum that I knew about that could deal with the Emrakul. But either way, we like winning off of our opponent's cards. So I guess the Atraxa was actually a slam dunk draw when I kind of scoffed at it earlier. Obviously, because we had the natural order, not the flash. But, you know, we take those. Now, this is a fantastic hand. We have a Llanowar Elves into Fnatic, and we even have a Gaia's Cradle and a 6. Now, watch, we're gonna draw a Traxa here, and I'm gonna be sad, but, you know, maybe not. I will probably... Okay, yeah, if they just kill this, then obviously I'd just go Island Fnatic. Luckily, Gaia's Cradle is not our second land. Oh, they're going to let us keep it? Let's play this, because we don't have a way to leave up everything. Like, we can't, like, play Fnatic into Gaia's Cradle. We do know that they have a burn spell of some kind. And I think I want to leave up the option to pay for a daze. But this is probably going to get a Hedge Maze. I guess this actually could get a Black Source. This probably should... yeah. Remand, that is fine. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, this is supposed to get a Black Source, but that's fine. I could have still gotten Watery Grave to pay for a daze. I'm glad that they remanded the Fnatic and not the Natural Order. If they ever tap out, I'm probably just going to slam the Natural Order, but... Oh, they did tap out. Cool. Now they have to have Force of Negation, Daze, or Force of Will to punish us. But I think that those are low enough odds, I'm just going to go for it. I don't remember seeing a stop on the Llanowar Elf, so it's unlikely that they have at least Force of Will. Because unless they're playing in like full control mode, which clearly they're not, it's kind of a tell if you have a free spell in your hand. Depending on if it's castable or not. Like Solitude will just always be annoying because you can always cast it. You don't necessarily need a target. So like Force of Will, it'll only hold the priority when there's a spell on the stack. So yeah, this is going to get Watery Grave, unfortunately. I would love for it to get Hedge Maze, but it is what it is. Get this tapped this way. Any Vampiric Tutors off the top. Like yep. Just how we drew it up. Okay, because we have the Vampiric Tutor, I think that makes me more likely to want a Natural Order. So let's just Natural Order. Notably, this does not mean it's resolved yet. Okay, sweet. Yep, we're going to Natural Order for a Traxa. Maybe we can hit a Fatty plus Flash. Okay, there's a Night Whisper. I think I like that more than Green Sun Zenith. It's another green source. Okay, there's a Raphaelos, a World Spine, and Ouroboros. Greater Gargaroth. I think at this point I like the Ouroboros. Because next turn, unless my math's wrong, I can go... If they don't interact with me, I can go Fnatic into 6, I believe. And we already have 2 blue sources, correct? Yes, so I don't need to take a blue. It's kind of underwhelming. One of the worst Atraxas I've seen, actually. Let's take the Greater Gargaroth. I think the Ouroboros win more at this point. And, maybe we just pitch the land. Because we have a Night's Whisper and we already have black. So maybe I should have taken Island there. Should have thought about that a little bit more. Yeah, not hitting a Mox or anything either. I mean, I have an Atraxa in play, but they're playing white. So like, they could have a Path, which I wouldn't mind. Or Swords of the Plowshares, which would be worse for us. Okay, we don't have a way to deal with that. It would be nice if we had a way to deal with this, so we can just get a free Atraxa. Okay, so notably this is... I can upkeep Vamp Tutor if I set my stops right this time and flash a Torsten, but we have a full grip. So it's not necessarily needed. I'm going to play the Fnatic. Then I'm going to play the Knight's Whisper. Okay. Cool. We potentially have a Gargaroth next turn. We can even have a Gargaroth and then 4 green mana afterwards because we have the natural lands for it. We don't have a white source for Torsten, but that's fine. Okay, Nia's a good card. Into Time Walk, nice. Notably, this deck is going to be annoying if it pops because any of their, like, if they have a Lightning Bolt, they can just steal our Gargaroth. And it is at 6 now, so it can't ult next turn when they Time Walk. I think I like... if So they shouldn't ult here, I don't think. Unless they just have... I don't know. This is tough. I was going to say, so if they ult here, then it leads me to definitely want to just 6 into Llanowar Elves and like kind of build up a board. Oh, there is a white source now. I mean, they probably have a counter spell, but I think I'd rather them hit the Elder Gargaroth at this point. It is going to be kind of hard for them to deal with 7/1/1s as well. Which I think I'm just going to pull the trigger on next turn. Okay. So I'm really glad I waited on the Vampiric Tutor here because the Cryptic Command would have been very annoying for our Flash. Because as I said, I could have upkept and then flashed and then had the 7 from the Gaia's Cradle, but when they pass with that much mana, they probably have something. So now I can set my own upkeep stop. If they pass with that much mana again, I probably... shouldn't. They are going through their deck with great speed, unfortunately. So they discarded Narset and Third Path. What does that mean? It means they probably have a counterspell? Yeah, I think I'm just going to play 6 into something else then. I just really want this Flash to resolve eventually when I go for it, so... let's 6. Discard the Blooming Marsh to get back a 1-drop if it resolves, which I don't expect it to. Okay. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world, honestly. And because I do want to resolve a spell here, I am going to go ahead and play the Fanatic. Now, they can Time Walk next turn, which is very annoying. But I think... I know I'm not going to have forever. Like, I need to resolve this Flash for Torsten eventually. Now, Reprieve and Remand effects, which they're gone now, but those aren't that bad for Flash. But if they had a hard counter, which they might have reprieved over a hard counter there because we didn't show that we had 3 mana. But now we can have hard cast Torsten. Oh, Woodfall Primus gets rid of the touch. That's right. Okay. Yep, there's a Time Walk. Now, luckily that will exile, so they don't get to just take all the Time Walks. And their Jace is in the yard. Now, that means I should be very careful about this 6, because if they can target the 6, they can just flash back the Jace. So maybe this 6 is just uncastable now. Because they haven't presented a way to kill us yet. I would really like to draw either Flash or Worlds or the card I just said, the 6/6 with Persist. Not World Spine Worm. You guys know what it is. Woodfall Primus. There we go. See, I heard you. You were screaming at it. It's like an episode of Dora. Okay. Yep. It's still going to block if you attack, so you should probably just attack with the 2/1 flyer. This says spell, right? Yeah, cast a spell with one or more yeah. Okay, there's the flash. Hmm. Okay, so I can vamp tutor and then ponder and then flash it in Atraxa if they don't have anything. Because the Woodfall Primus, sorry. Let's go to 10. Did this instantly resolve? It did. Instantly resolve? It did. Okay. We don't need the World Spine Worm, so let's just do this. Decline. Oh, I can pay it, but I don't want to. That is funny. Let's kill this. And then let's kill probably the Jace. I could see a land too, but I'm just going to kill the Jace. Okay. Okay, wait. So how many cards are left in my deck? 18. Okay, I have plenty of cards left in my deck. Cool. Preordain, Otawara, because why not? Creature will be Ouroboros, because that'll get them dead very fast. Let's do this. Let's cast. Oh yeah, this will mean that, because again, I'm not casting this 6 anymore. Yeah, this will mean that my Persist will come back, basically. Now, I don't know what else could be in their deck. They don't have very many cards, but... I mean, our board's going to get very, very large. And now we have a blocker for this 4/4 thing. Mana Tithe, okay. I liked our patience. I think waiting on the Vampiric Tutor was paid off. If they didn't hold up so much mana that one turn, I would have said an upkeep stop, but... Huh, okay. Oh, that means I get it! Yes! Yes! Okay, awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to clap like a seal, but that was pretty cool, right? Yeah, good game, because they forgot about their deck. Yeah, okay. That was cool. I'm glad to be on this side of the, or I guess the other side of the misplays there. Cool. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so as I was saying though, I really like the way we played that. I'm glad. I'm very happy with my plays there and my patience. Reminds me of the last Oklahoma Land Run when Matt Mowry was playing against Joe Brennan in the finals, and Matt searched off of, I forget how he got it. I think it was a merchant scroll. It's on our Red Dirt Gaming page, but I believe he merchant scrolled for recall early in the game in the finals and just waited 3 or 4 turns to actually cast it and found a spot where even though Joe was flooding out and had a lot of mana, he still found a spot that forced Joe to have to pitch a card to his Force of Will for it. And especially in Vintage, card advantage is very important. I remember I remember talking about that in the finals coverage, saying that Matt had shown excellent patience there, and sometimes it does pay off. So yeah, I mean, I like this. We can go turn one elf if we want. We can also just play a fanatic, and then this could be a 6. So yeah, this seems perfectly reasonable. It's hard to put down a Vampiric Tutor Mox Emerald hand. This Verdant Catacombs was such a good pickup. And I was about to say, and the Watery Grave was also a nice pickup. I wasn't happy when I took it, but the Watery Grave paid that off in dividends. Okay, so they did have a counter spell. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. They have a fetch. Sorry, shut up. They had a fetch. This particular hand is rewarding us for having so many, because the Fatal Push is, or Fatal Push, geez. They have a Fatal Push. The Vampiric Tutor is rewarding us for having 4 flash targets, because now we're very, very likely to find one, and then we can vamp for the flash. And then if we find the flash somehow first, okay, yeah, they exiled that because of the bones. Okay, that makes sense. So now we get Raphaelos? Just has like the highest upside, but no, we just get the 1-drop elf, and we get to play the Hedge Maze. Yeah, let's go get a 1-drop elf. Pay 1. Yeah, Hedge Maze, I'm going to bin most things. Maybe not an Ouroboros, definitely not Noko, but there's a lot of things I'm going to bin for to find one of the pieces of our combo. Okay, sure. If they didn't do this, I could Vampiric Tutor for Natural Order. Our opponent seems to be some type of Grixis control deck, which is fine. It's probably our worst matchup, depending on how many counters they have. But if they don't have any counters, then I think we're still kind of favored, honestly. Okay, consult the star charts can be kicked, so sure. Oh, I already had the double blue. That was dumb. I could have just played the water or the forest. But actually, you know what? No, I stand by the. I admit I was not thinking about this, but I stand by the water grave because now if our consult finds um piece A or B, we can upkeep vamp for piece the opposite piece. Interesting. So let's set an upkeep stop just in case. Okay, it found us neither. Okay, Grist is good here. Oh, go to main. I was like, what? Okay, Grist. Looks like they do have interaction of some sort. And I'm just going to play this into Knight's Whisper. We are slowly running out of time. Of course, I mill an Oko. All right, we found a World Spine Worm. That's enough for me to want to pull the flash trigger. I do think that they have a Counterspell of some sort, but... Ooh, a Pyroglyph. Is that going to kill the Grist? Please just kill the Grist. Okay, cool. Now, they can get a Grist for one turn, notably. But they also tapped out, so now they have to have Force of Will, because... I guess if they... Okay, so they're just attacking with this. That's fine, no blocks. I'm going to upkeep the Vamp for Flash. That was a pretty close instant. I do have the green source. I could just go for Natural Order. Yeah, hello. I know. I get to think. It's okay, opponent. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to just Natural Order. It's going to be hard for them to deal with an Atraxa. Famous last words. But let's take the Natural Order, because we can still find Flash. And this kind of pays for itself. Okay, yeah, we can't play another land, and our Mox Emerald's already in play. I was thinking about holding up blue for Flash, but it doesn't make a lot of sense here. No sense in attacking either. Okay, that did resolve instantly. That's fantastic. Yep, and I do still want Atraxa. Island Flash would be fantastic. Nope, I'll settle for a stock up, though. And I have plenty of blue. Wouldn't hate another green, but you know what? I want to take the Odawara. It just has the highest upside, and that's all we get, but you know what? That's fine. That may be all we need. If they have removal, we go to 1. No, we just die. If they have removal, I think we die. No, because I can block one thing, so no. They have to have 2 pieces of removal here. And it is hard for Grixis to just straight up deal with Atraxa. Obviously, they can have like a go for the throat effect, but a lot of like the good Grixis removal is like Snuff Out, which is non-black, Atraxa's black, and like the Fatal Push and Cut Down. Although them just slamming Yawgmoth's Will here. Okay, yeah, they can shrink. Yeah, they can shrink it, but that's fine. I do wish we had an Ouroboros, but you're going to put Snapcaster Mage under? Oh, they're going to put Oko under. Okay, none of that matters. That's cool. Do I want to just put their... I might just... No, I really want to hold up this... I really want to hold up this Odawara. And I'm going to play the Ouroboros. They know I have it, but that's fine. So now they basically sacked their Snapcaster Mage for nothing. Of course, they can always get it back with Emperor, but... Okay, I'm liking our chances a lot more now. And I am going to keep the Elder Gargaroth. Again, I just want to keep up the Odawara and make them at least think about it. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana currently, and this only costs 3 because I have 1 legendary. I've just been very impressed with this Ouroboros. Curtis, if you're watching, which I doubt, put this in your cube. I think you'll like it. Okay, I can bounce the... it's probably going to choose the Pyroglyph. I can chump the Pyrogoyf. This doesn't give... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Just make sure this does not give trample. No. Okay, so let me think about this. If I do that... Because I have the Aurora to bounce to potentially present lethal, but... Oh, no, it's already lethal because of the Orb Worlds being at 2. So they have to sack. Yeah, this is fine. Notably only have 4 mana now, but that's fine because Aurora still only cost me 3. They do have to kill this Atraxa. Okay. They're currently still dead. Because Atraxa will go to 8. 8/8. Because they have to pay a life, I think they're dead regardless of how many things they sack. Yep. They go to 7. So they're probably just digging for removal. Like a go for the throat. Which would be annoying, but we have an Elder Gargaroth to kind of clean up. A Borogoyf or something. Inquisition of Kozilek will take our stock up. Notably, Inquisition does say non-land, so it cannot take the Otawara. I mean, they have 2 mana to do something. They can't snuff out. Also, if they snuff out, I'm just going to bounce their... I almost said Yavimaya, but Yawgmoth, and then kill them with Orb World. Because they at this point, they'd have to pay 4 for snuff out. 4 life. But not relevant because this is a black creature. Oh, they have the Murderous Cut. Okay. This... Return target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Okay, so if I bounce here, they just go to 2. So do I just bounce my own Atraxa if I play a white source off the top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, white source off the top kind of does it. Let's just bounce it. I like it better in my hand than not in my hand. Elder Gargaroth, and I am going to play this for Fellows, just because it's going to grow with the Urb World. Do you have another piece of removal? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's more than fine. Yep. Now you're going to go to 1. Okay. Now, they can reanimate this Pyrogoyf potentially, but this Pyrogoyf is only a 4/5 because they exiled my Planeswalker. Yep, good game. Obviously, results oriented on that natural order. I don't know if the 3/5/5 flashing would have done the same work, but I do like the way that game turned out because we natural ordered. I really don't know if the 3/5/5s, even flashing them in, would have paid off for us. Okay, we are on the play, and we have a turn 3 Oko after getting Hedge Maze on turn 1, which maybe I just consult on turn 2 anyways, depending on what we draw. I could also just wait, but our first play being on turn 3, I'm not too excited about. But obviously, we're going to keep this. We're going to play this. I am going to hope to find a flash because we have Torsten. Opponent also has a Mox Emerald. I'm sorry, excuse me. Also has a Mox Emerald and a Talisman. They did leave with Swamp, so they're not as likely to be... Oh, Thoughtseize. Okay, I'd rather than Thoughtseize now than later. Unless later was like turn 7. Because like now they're likely to take the Oko, and like a flash just looks fantastic here. Show me a flash. That is not a flash. That is in fact garbage. That is also not a flash. I don't think I'm going to consult because I don't really have anything else. And I'd rather just dig deep for a flash, like as deep as possible. We have a little bit of time. I really wish I just played this Blooming Marsh now. I'm going to play the Mox Emerald. I'm going to play the Blooming Marsh. We can't kick if I I guess, are we okay with just playing this tapped? I guess we are. Yeah. And I think I'm going to consult now because we do have a clock. And it's still going to get the cards off the top of our deck, right? So, like, it still digs us a little bit towards the flash, which I think would just absolutely be brutal for our opponent here. Our opponent does seem to just be a green-black fair deck. Alright, let's kick this. Not the best consult, but we're not doing much else with our mana. And we have plenty of blue, so I guess I take the green. I mean, I guess this gives us options, but like, I don't know. Would I rather just take the land when I have 2 more lands? Probably not. Sure. It's currently taps for 1. Okay, I'm going to play the Mana Confluence because next turn, once we play the Forest... One, they don't know about the Forest. But 2, once the... because the Mana Confluence is white, I can next turn play a Torsten. If they don't kill the Raphellos. They may not because it only taps for 1. And they may also just not have a removal spell. There's the flash. I can't do everything, though. Unfortunately. Am I supposed to flash Torsten or am I supposed to flash... Or am I supposed to flash Worldspine? Probably flash Torsten. But I guess I could actually just flash Worldspine and then untap. Untap, play Torsten. I think I like that better. Which means I should have played the Blooming Marsh. Unfortunately, they will have a creature. Oh, they have a red. Okay, is that going to punish me? Wouldn't mind a Gaia's Cradle. Ooh. I think I am going to natural order. I'm going to attack with 2 of the tokens and see what they do. In case they don't block and they have removal for the Atraxa and maybe a second one for the 5/5, like a cut down wouldn't do it, but a Fatal Push. I just would rather play it safe. Plus, Atraxa's lethal next turn, anyways. With this line. It would be funny to get the 15/15, but clearly we get Atraxa. Ooh, he even found the Gaia's Cradle. We just get to do it all. What do they have? Hopefully not a Vampiric Tutor. Okay, they don't have anything. That's good news for us. I could discard the World Spine Worm, but I'm just not going to. Okay, another mountain. Unless they have an Atali here. I guess keeping World Spine Worm was nice in case they have an Atali, but I'm not really too scared because like the best thing they can hit from us is like the 6/6 Persister. I always want to say World Spine Worm for some reason. Woodfall Primus, there we go. It's all those W's. Remember when Terastodon was like a just amazing like peak green card? I miss me some Terastodon, not gonna lie. Oh, Crater Hoof. That's going to be a lot. I'm glad I left back a 5/5 and I'm gaining 7. Yeah, that's going to be a lot. Is that lethal? So this negates 3 of the 7/7s. Yeah, that's lethal. That's just enough. Attacking with 2 5/5s was a mistake. Nice land there for the Crater. Yeah, that was just enough. Man, that was a tough one to lose. I'm not gonna lie. Go up to -4. Yep. Good game, buddy. That's not a bad one to lose. I'm sure there might have been a better line there. I don't know, but I mean, I guess obviously not attacking with the second 5/5, but I mean, it put them dead to Atraxa, which was nice. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I did not expect Craterhoof Behemoth out of that deck. I don't think Craterhoof Behemoth belongs in that deck. But, you know, sometimes you get in those situations. This is very clearly... yes, because this can get untapped blue. Man, I'm so glad I got this in Watery Grave. So I can go turn 1 Vampiric Tutor. I could even go turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim, upkeep Vampiric Tutor, and then fetch for blue in play. So yeah, let's do this. So keep... Okay. Now, does that mean I don't want to play the 1-drop? Probably not, because they're likely to have a removal for it, and then that sets me back. And if they're just Boros, I'd rather just Vamp Tutor into Flash for Torsten. And then we have Gaia's Cradle to play Elder Gargaroth. Now, if they have Mana Tithe here, that's going to be very annoying. Okay, that's still annoying, but I'm going to cast this now. Let's go get the Flash. We really need to hit land drops. Notably, they do have a Wasteland. Okay, if they don't remove my Alvison's Pilgrim, I think I'm good. Hopefully they just pump. No, they do have something else to play, so that means maybe we get to keep our land. And maybe we also get to keep our Alvison's Pilgrim. Please don't remove our Alvison's Pilgrim. That's fine if you want a Wasteland, I do not care. It means we're not going to be able to just play it Elder Gargaroth off of our 7/7s, but... Okay, that's just mean. I mean, good for them. That's so aggressive. Alright, this Gaia's Cradle might come back to bite us. That is one of the most aggressive Solitudes I have seen. Because they have the Thalia, like, that only punishes Flash there. This has to keep a land on top. This would be decent if I had an extra land. Okay, we have a chance. If we top deck an untapped land, we have to top deck an untapped land, and we're sitting pretty. I think we have 2 turns, maybe 3 to do it, depending on what they play here. Okay, we did it. And they didn't play anything there, which means they probably have a reprieve, but that's fine. I do think we're supposed to upkeep this. Oh, let's do it on there. Oh, what do they have? Yeah, let's upkeep it. If they have a reprieve or something, whatever. Okay, that took their turn, though, so now I can just sorcery speed it. Okay, and then I can play Elder Gargaroth. Don't play a Strip Mine. Don't you do it. Okay. They can't cast Mana Tithe here. Good game. We did it because we top decked that land. Imagine if we would have top decked the Mox. It's like one of the few situations where you regret making a Mox or a Mana. I guess Mana Crypt would have been fine, but a Mox specifically, a land. All right. So far we are 4-1 in that one loss. I mean, I don't think attacking with the second of 3 5/5s was necessarily a mistake. I don't know what a supercomputer would say there, but I don't think Crater Hoof was likely for multiple reasons. Okay, well, we have a Flash, and we have 4 fatties to find, so that's good. Let's keep. Turn 2, we do get to Green Sun Zenith, a 1-drop into Oko or Grist, which is nice. Yeah, we got Thaliad and Wasteland there. That was pretty nice. That top deck swamp was very clutch. I guess I'll play 4. No, let's just play the... This only really punishes us if we draw Second Forest and Raphellos. If they want to counter this, obviously that's perfectly fine by me. This is just basically to give us something to do for turn 2. And let's just get the Llanowar Elves. I don't need to do the white. And if we draw a Traxor, we're flashing it regardless. Opponent did choose to keep on top with the archive. Four color into third path. That makes me happy. I think I want to Oko into Pilgrim. This is actually tough, but I do think I'd rather Oko and get that on board because then I can maybe steal the third path from them if their deck revolves around it. And then I can just play the Pilgrim, and this still protects the Oko. And if they have removal for the Avacyn and they attack the Oko, whatever. So if they don't do anything, I could... Oh, she'll just eat it for the Oko. Okay, that is a punishment for playing the Oko over the Grist. I was going to say, so yeah, if they didn't deal with that, then I could have just stolen the third path. Oh my gosh, yes. I could have stolen the third path and... wow, that's 5 mana, 6 mana. I'm one. If this was a guy's cradle, I'm casting, hard casting. That's so funny. Anyways, I could have stolen this and then cast the Grist. Or no, the Grist would have been a creature except for when it's in play. So yeah, maybe not. But either way, that's fine. Yeah, let's flash, because we haven't played a land yet, and we can still play a Mox. It is funny that you can flash Grist, because it's a creature everywhere but in play. Oh yeah, I like 6, because then I can recast the... I like stock up, because I can recast the Atraxa later, and the Oko, actually. So yeah, I have 2 black sources, that's fine. I have 2 blue sources, that's fine. So yeah, I'll just take the... I'll take the Verdant. Okay, now do I 6 Grist or stock up? I think I'm supposed to cast the Grist here. Because... Or no, maybe it's... I'm supposed to cast the 6 here because if they flip... No. This can only take Revealing Eye. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from... Oh, it's anything? Okay. And it's exiled, I think. I don't know, just discard. So maybe I just take... Or play the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, if I draw a land, I can recast the Atraxa. Never mind, they're going to get their own Atraxa, so now I have to kill Emperor of Bones with my Grist. That's so annoying. Alright, let's hope that Grist resolves. I guess I have 2 bites at the apple with Grist. Yeah, let's see if this works. And with the attract... No, I guess Avacyn's Pilgrim's still better. They have to counter it twice or have a... that's just about to say, or have an exile effect. That is so good for them. Oh, wait, I can pay it. Why did I think I couldn't pay for it? Whatever, that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna... You may sacrifice a creature. I will sacrifice this elf. I will gladly destroy this Emperor of Bones. Could not have done that fast enough. Sadly, I can kill 2 tokens, but it's probably not worth attacking. So let's just play this. I can get a Hedge Maze with it, I believe. Yes. And set up for future. No attacks. Now they can flip and discard one of my draw spells. That's fine. They probably discard the stock up. Because at this point, Consult's kind of the same thing, but is 4 mana instead of 3. A natural order would not be bad. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually very happy that they chose to do this with their turn, because all my cards are the same. And they can attack with the Menace into my Grist, which, again, is fine. Grist did its job. It prevented an Atraxa from coming into play. Otawara can be an Oko, which I actually like. It'll likely be an Oko, but I'll see what the rest of my hand says. Yep, that's free. Good job. Yep. You get to kill the Grist. I can also just recast the Grist. 6 is a messed up card. Okay. Don't show me an answer to 6. Or a Time Walk. Show me like a Mox. Show me a Mana Crypt. Oh, a Balance? That's fine. I was supposed to get Hedge Maze with this, but oh well. I was excited that they got a card that didn't do a whole lot. So if they want to kill the 6, they have to block with everything, in which case that means I kill the other thing. So let's see what they do first. Let's attack with the 6. Keep in mind I can mill like a Torsten or something. Okay, now that's going to shuffle back into my deck, but it's just that. It's not like Emrakul. Let's see what they block with. I'm going to block with everything because I'm just going to... Okay. Now, I can choose to just kill the 3rd path, which makes it harder for them to balance me, but I'm going to play an Oko anyways. Probably. So let's just... I think it's fine to go to 3 things. Like them having 3 things. I think that's fine. Oh, I'm so dumb. I can't Oko now. Okay, well, that's fine. That maybe not misplay, but... Yeah, so I was supposed to Oko first. Off of the Otawara. Or, oh, no, I just bounce. Yeah, I messed that up like 3 ways. It's okay. John, I know you're watching. Love you, buddy. Let's just get the forest. Okay, we got a natural order. That's cool. We'll take that. We'll get picked up by the natural order. Do we just get the Torsten here? Because if they have removal, it just makes a bunch of 7/7s. Woodfall I don't really care for. Let's get the Torsten. Don't need white. Don't need swamp. Oh, I only need to discard 1. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'm supposed to get the 15/15. But this way, if they balance and I have to kill my Torsten, I just like this a lot more. But I could be wrong. I was probably supposed to get the 15/15. Valky taking my Ouroboros is kind of annoying, but luckily I can always Otawara and then redo it. Oh, they want that. Okay. Reckoner. That's annoying, but sure. Let's draw 2 cards, see what happens. So it'll give me 3 mana to play the Otawara. In case I don't like how they block or something. I am 2 mana away from World Spine Warming. If you're going to animate that to block, that's fine. Maybe they forgot about my Otawara. Okay, they're choosing not to animate. That's probably smart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not enough. Oh, they might have like a bolt effect. That's fine though, because then I make a bunch of. Oh no, yeah, the 1/1s. Yeah. Yeah, that's dumb. I can Otawara and bounce it and then replay it. No, I didn't keep. I didn't because I didn't keep the mana confluence. I didn't think it mattered. But I will save the Ouroboros though. Oh no, I wouldn't even save the Ouroboros. Wow, I really messed that up. Well, no. I just make a bunch of 7/7s. That's fine. And then would I rather? I guess if it's kind of the same. I can also Otawara and keep a card because I can like bounce one of their things. So I can keep 2 cards potentially. I guess I'm okay with just keeping the Ouroboros. Don't have a response. Because I'll just keep 5 lands Ouroboros. If you're going to draw a card in response, that means I get to keep 2 cards? If this works, then I think it unpunts me. Oh, Fire Covenant. Okay. Is my double blue spell already accounted for? Yes. Let's keep this, I guess. And then I get to play a 4/4. And then if I can top deck this World Spine Worm, or which I kind of just did. World Spine Worm is how big? 8 and 3, so 11. Let's just, how big can we make this? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Go! That Green Sun's Anthem was a good top deck. They haven't even put Luris in hand yet. They can draw a card. Woodfall Primus subjectively might have been better. But I honestly don't know. I think this just like forces them to have an answer in 2 cards with 3 mana. Or 5 and 1. Mox Emerald. They have 4 mana. Good game. Double Mox deck with a Luris. That's nice. Alright. Top deck Green Sun bailing us out. Now, of course, we could have still gone on, but because they had the Fire Covenant, it meant their Luris could actually block effectively the 7/7s, and because they had their graveyard filled with value, they would have eventually beat a bunch of 7/7s because their life wasn't low enough. All right, we are quote unquote in the money. We did profit from this league. by getting to 5 wins. I need to draft more Atraxas. This hand is not good whatsoever. Mulligan, flash something. Okay. Well, here's a turn 1 Raphalos, which actually I'm okay with because it's going to draw a lot of heat, and then maybe we can do something with it afterwards, or maybe we draw a Gargaroth. Either way, I'm happy with it. I am going to pitch the Avacyn's Pilgrim. It's just the weakest card here. We have blue off of the Mana Confluence. Now, if I top deck Natural Order and they kill this Raphalos, I'm going to be upset, but it is what it is. There's a Gargaroth. We only have 1 forest, though. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we can just swamp, attack for 2. Oh, no, I'm supposed to play Mana Confluence because of the Consult, but that's fine. Now, if they have removal, you know, it is what it is, but maybe they won't. Oh. Imagine if that was imagine if we had a forest. We didn't do anything with our fellows this turn. We played swamp, so they probably won't do anything next turn. We'll have to wait and see, though. If I do draw a forest, I will play it just to maybe play around like a mana attack. Oh, okay, that makes me love my chances even more. I think I'm just going to shock this. The best Raphalos of all time, like I said in the draft, right? Just kidding. But you know what? We have kicked Consult next turn if they don't make us discard it, which so far we've seen every color pip but black. And Elder Gargaroth is going to get us some value. Okay. Luckily, Elder Gargaroth has Trample. Let's hope they can't cast too many artifacts, but I sense a Mox Opal coming in our future. Okay, let's hope that's it. That would be cool. Is that it? Fantastic. This even has Vigilance? Even better. Alright, so let's see what we draw here. Yeah, I would like to choose the best option in the game. Now, we don't have flyers yet, but hopefully we don't get too punished with that. They can't necessarily attack us on the ground, which is nice. They do have a Lutri. I would love for them to just buy Lutri here. And I am going to end of turn Consult, and maybe we can find Flash Torsten or Flash Atraxa, maybe even a Natural Order. If we Natural Order, there's a chance I choose, or if we find the Natural Order, there's a chance I choose 3/3 Beast off the Greater Elder Gargaroth. Okay, I like this. They're looking at my Mox Emerald. Oh, that's a lot of mana. I like it a lot less now. This is specifically off artifacts, not non-creatures, so it's not like Third Path. Displacer Kitten. Okay, they currently don't have too much to combo with this. Generous Plunderer. Okay. Now I'm really feeling the heat. I really need to find one of my combo pieces. Okay, I like Oko because it turns the Displacer into an Elk, and that makes me feel a lot better about my life. After that, I think it's just Green Sun, because it just kind of does it all. It gets me whatever I want, really. And Oko is not it. So if I attack, they do have enough, but they have to sacrifice a lot. I'm going to attack and draw. Let's see what we draw. There's like almost no downside to attacking. Draw a card. Okay, I do like Ponder. They do not want to sacrifice their board. I think it's okay to Ponder first. and see what we get. There is a natural order for Atraxa right now if we want it. But I think it is better to just turn off their Displacer Kitten. I think that's the biggest card that we're afraid of right now. Which means I should probably put Forest on top. I mean, they haven't played a black spell yet. I'll just take the natural order now. I'm going to play the Oko. Yeah, let's just take the Forest. Just in case. Let's play the Oko. Oh yeah, because I need blue off of that. So let's... Yeah, because I don't want a green sun anymore, so let's just play Island to not take damage. And then let's Elk the Displacer Kitten. That's just the card I'm most afraid of. And next turn we can natural order post blocks. We might even be able to Green Sun Zenith for Atraxa. We will have 9 mana if I play a Forest next turn. Okay, I like Mountain just because it means it's one less spell in their hand. So Lutri is unlikely to be effective. And keep in mind, Elder Gargaroth is attacks or blocks. Maybe they didn't realize it had reach. I'm okay with drawing the Atraxa. You have Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher would be a punish for doing draw a card and not gain 3 life, but like, whatever. Oh, Fallen Shinobi. Oh, they're going to get my Atraxa. No! They got the Atraxa. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, at least we get the Elk the Atraxa and attack for 6. And then Green Sun Zenith for Torsten or something. Like, the Atraxa is going to fill them up. This is so bad. Okay, they do have the Hull Breacher. That's good to know. Oh, and they even have the Ulamog, but they can't take both. But they're probably going to take the Ulamog. I don't see why they wouldn't. They have a lot of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 mana. Yeah, they took the Ulamog, and they can even bolt us. Luckily, they can't bolt Elder Gargaroth. Yeah, Fallen Shinobi was a pain in the butt. That was brutal. Okay. No, can they do it now? Yeah, because they have 2 candelabras. This is game. I'm not going to say good game, but they probably see it. With 2 candelabras, they have more than enough mana. Wow, Atraxa being on top of our deck was like max punish there. If that was a World Spine Worm, we don't care. Like, it gets Oko'd. But now that Ulamog is going to kill our Elder Gargaroth and our Oko. Yep. They have 9 artifacts currently. Oh yeah, then they have the treasure to sack. Okay, yep. Yeah, good games. We're going to lose this one probably. Yeah, that was brutal. That was a brutal loss. I could have got a Mana Dork and then either gotten Torsten or like the World Spine Worm or something, but that wasn't going to be enough. They were going to gain 7, and then they exile 20 cards on top of our deck. Like, yeah, that was a brutal loss. And unfortunately, because I stacked it the other way, which I think was correct, we didn't draw the Atraxa first. Yeah, I like the way I played that. It didn't pan out, unfortunately, and that's okay. All right, we got to win the next 2. And yeah, I'll keep this. We have Forest into Llanowar Elf into 6, and we have Vampiric Tutor whenever we want it, or we could obviously we probably Grist actually instead of 6, but either way, we're going to keep this. Vampiric Tutor is either half of our combo. If they do kill the Llanowar Elves, it's going to be annoying. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's Llanowar Elf, and then let's play the Swamp and leave up the Tutor in case we want it. I can't imagine. I guess, okay, I can't imagine it's natural order. Duh. Let's hope they tap out for nothing. What you gonna do? Okay, they chose not to pump it, which I was hoping that they would. This tells me that they probably have a reprieve, so let's just take our turn. And let's just play Forest 6. I don't want to play the Nissa. Okay. I really do think... Oh, maybe they have Felia. I'm so glad I did not go for that natural order. Alright, so now I have Grist. So, let's see here. If I Vamp Tutor for natural order, play Grist, play... Okay, that's fine. It's honestly not that big of a deal. I do got to get going because these are 4/1 menaces, but... Oh, okay. Yeah. Deal. Let's go to 12. Natural order. Let's get the Atraxo. Let's hope they don't have a Sword as the Plowshares. Let's see here. I think I like the Otawara. I can go Gaia's Cradle into Raphaelos this turn. That's no. Gaia's Cradle into Fanatic's way better. And then I guess I want a Green Sun Zenith over Night's Whisper. Maybe not. Maybe if I can gain 7 here, it won't be the end of the world. And I'm not going to attack, because in case if they do have a removal, I'd like to be able to block. Like, I'm going to win with attacking with Atraxa, not attacking with 6. And if I attack with Traxa, I will obviously Night's Whisper. Oh, Parallax Wave, nice. That might just be game. Curtis, pay attention. This is why Parallax Wave goes in your deck. The last time the Oklahoma crew drafted, Curtis drafted, I think it was a Boros deck. It might have been mono white. No, it was Selesny, I think. Anyways, he had this in his sideboard until everyone left and was like, "Why is this in your sideboard?" And this is why this card's in your sideboard, or in your main deck. I mean, yeah, I'm just dead. That's so brutal. How did? Oh man. Wow. All right. Well, I love this deck, but unfortunately, it's just not gonna do what I needed to do. Yeah, that's so brutal. If only I was at 3, because then I could Knight's Whisper for potentially Torsten to get me out of this. Wait, no, that's an island. This can do enchantment. I see it, John. Stop yelling at me. And they can't even reprieve it. Is that how I want to do it? I think so. If they have a lightning bolt, they have a lightning bolt. That'd be like the world's biggest slow roll of all time. Okay, yep. Replay your Parallax Wave. That's fine. I now have Flash Torsten, so they have to have like double lightning bolt now. I would love a the not World Spine Worm, but the other one, which it may be near the top. Who knows? Um, Woodfall Primus. I think we're supposed to start with Flash Torsten because they can only remove 3 creatures, and then that gives us a ton of mana off Gaia's Cradle. And then we can World Spine or Woodfall Primus if we draw it, which we get a ton of cards, so it's very likely. There it is. Yep, they might as well remove the 1/1s while they can. Probably not going to take much here because I just don't want to deck. I'm just going to take the Elder Gargoyle, I think. I think this game should be over if I get to attack. And I do get to keep like all these lands basically, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. I'll discard 1 land. Why not? All right, they have to deal 5 points of burn with 2 cards. Good game. Wow. Almost missed that Ardawara line. I'm glad I realized I top decked the island. I think that was my draw for turn, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure it was, which is why I wasn't thinking about Otawara at first. That was great. That was so great. All right, this is our last match no matter what. Let's see if we can get that elusive 7th win. It's been a few videos since we've done that. Yeah, Mox Emerald into Flash, into Woodfall Primus, into Atraxa Stock Up or Stock Up Atraxa. That was great. Speaking of great, this hand is not great. I think it is defensible to consult for a green source, but the Atraxa is already in the hand, so we also have Night's Whisper for like finding a flash. Okay, maybe I've talked myself into this, but I could also see this being terrible. But we do have blue source for flash. We do have black source for Night's Whisper, and we have a consult after that. Green is, I think, 10 sources in our deck. I'm going to keep this. I think I talked myself into it, and I would just love to top deck a flash here. I know last time I bottomed an Ulamog and then top decked a channel and was just like so sad after specifically saying channel was the least likely, but I think this hand is keepable after further consultation. Also notably, Gaia's Cradle doesn't tap for mana, but it does add to the consult. Okay, well this is kind of annoying, but I'm going to do it. Okay, Mox Emerald there was actually a really nice draw because we don't have to discard now. And now we have Nissa into Consult. Oh, exile a card. It costs 1 more, but if I exile the card... Okay, so I can't flash it. Okay, so let me think about this. So we had... So I can go Nissa into Consult... Or Grist, actually, but I'm going to do the Elder Gargaroth. To dash to Ragavan? Okay, watch it hit my flash. Go ahead, hit my flash. Vampiric Tutor, nice. They're not going to cast the Vampiric Tutor? Oh, cool. I'm okay with this. Speaking of things I'm okay with, Nissa is one of them. Now I'm just going to play the Fanatic. And then next turn, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, next turn I can play Atraxa. If they don't do anything. Because Nissa makes white. Seasoned is A-okay with me. Okay. Please don't find Swords of the Plowshares, although I don't think they would Swords this board. Okay, does this play around a Mana Tithe? I know they have the Treasure. I think this is 8 mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yep, it even leaves up the Fanatic. Not hugely relevant, but it could be. Okay. We will take the Llanowar Elves. No, we want double blue. Yeah, okay, good game. Well, that was a less dramatic victory, but you know what? We went 7-2, ladies and gentlemen. That feels very good after me punting a lot out of these really crazy, awesome decks I've been drafting. So that feels good. I know I made a couple misplays. Luckily, I saw some before it was too late, like with the Otawara. That game was incredible. That's definitely a highlight reel, in my opinion. And I hope you guys got to watch it. Let's go look at our deck. So, if you remember, we did end up, I said it a couple times, we went Mox Emerald into Flash. I was so happy with that. We could have taken, I believe Entomb was in the Flash pack, but Entomb is wheeled a bunch of times, and Flash is just a way more powerful card. So, and we got immediately rewarded with Woodfall Primus, which also, I'm glad I played all four of these. It definitely came in handy. I don't know if we're supposed to. If pack 3 would have panned out a little bit better, I think I'm supposed to just play 3 of them. But you know what? That's fine. We 7 and 2'd, and that's all that mattered. Actually, having fun is all that mattered, but 7 and 2 definitely helps. So, anyways, and then following that up with, I believe Atraxa was right after Woodfall Primus, and then it was stock up. We did go into black for the, or we took Grist with the excuse of we were likely going to go into black anyways for a tutor, which we did get. And then the Night's Whisper, for the same logic as the Ponder and the Preordain, I felt like we were already playing black for the tutor, and I really liked having the Night's Whisper at the end, just because finding our flashes is what's going to win us this game. And I do think that last game, that 7th game, having turn 2 Night's Whisper, I think might have been the difference. I really do. Now, they could have... It accelerated us for sure, because it found us the Mox Emerald. But I think that hand was defensible. Obviously, we won. I'm glad we did. It looked like our opponent kind of ran out of gas, but you know what? That's part of variance. The Rafellos pick, I didn't love it, but it was a natural order. I don't think we ever had to sack it to the natural order. I think we actually did a pretty good job getting a lot of the elves. But yeah, I don't think we ever cast a Preordain, actually, but our Ponder was fantastic. We did get... I forget what the Fallen Shinobi on our Atraxa, because that was our 3rd card, and we were clearly going to keep the natural order. And I wanted to keep natural order on top of my deck in case they had some sort of discard or something. You never know. So yeah, it worked out. The Nissa was kind of meh, but it let us cast Atraxa there. 6 could have been, or I guess could have and was fire. I didn't actually get to like do the thing with it per se. I did attack with it into a board where I was okay with killing one of their more valuable creatures, the 3rd path, but I should have cast like Oko off of it first. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I got in my own head. And then because there was another time where we could have messed up. We chose not to play the 6 because they had Jace Wielder of Mysteries in their graveyard, and they had like 7 cards left in their deck. So I'm glad I saw that line as a potential loss to keep it in our hand for sure. And Elder Gargaroth, I give this card a lot of crap. I still don't think it's very good, but just like that not World Spine Worm, why can't I say things? Craterhoof Behemoth in our first loss. This Elder Gargaroth, you know what? It did the things. Would I have rather have been a Titania? Absolutely, because we had that Zurin Orb in our sideboard right here. But you know what? It was still good. I really liked it. It did what it needed to do, but I still will not be drafting this card very highly. Our mana base was not the greatest. I think our best thing that we took, obviously this Hedge Maze was fantastic. This Mana Confluence did pay off a lot, but I think the best thing that we could have gotten was this Verdant Catacombs, which rewarded our Watery Grave pick. So this deck, I do think it came together. The mana base is not great, but it was just enough to get us there. We did not lose a game because we could not cast our spells, thankfully. And I think that about wraps it up. I appreciate you for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Have a good night.